how good do you feel about all the off-season stuff that your guys did coming into fall camp? In terms of being all caught up with everything you asked them to do?
Yeah, there's a lot of recall. Not sure if the energy was great today. It was pretty hot out there, and we haven't, a lot of our guys are early morning workouts. So the energy level wasn't right where I needed it, but I think the recall, knowing their assignments, knowing what to do. We did have a good summer. We got stronger, but we got to get used to this for sure. And I think as we go on, we'll get used to it. But it was pretty hot out here today.
Given all the experience that they got last year, both in practice and out of necessity in games, how much further along is your entire quarterback room this year?
Really good. Between the three of them, Kyle and Cam and then Ashton, all three of those guys got great command of the offense. We just got to make sure they put the ball where it's supposed to be, hang on to the football. But it's a great room. And then obviously we got a couple freshmen in there, but I think those three guys are all capable players.
You can't really replace a guy like Wheeler, but where do you see the linebacking group right now without him out there, and are guys being able to step up into some of what he was able to do for you guys the last 4 years?
Yeah, right now Carter Glassmeyer transfer from St. Francis, who had a great year last year at St. Francis. He's in line to start and take over that position. Where we got to figure out is what kind of depth do we have there. I think that's the biggest thing. I think between Wayne Galloway and Carter, we'll have a couple really solid players, and they proved that in the spring. But the question is going to be, all right, who's going to be the third guy, who's going to be the fourth guy? And this is what camp's all about, is building depth.
Coach, after all these years, is there still something special about the first day of the fall camp?
Yeah, I was pretty antsy yesterday when the guys came back, But it's so much different nowadays because you got them here all summer. They're here, they're throwing, catching. We actually get some OTAs with them the later part of the summer. So it's so much different than the way it used to be a long time ago. Now we gave them 3 or 4 days off and they went home. It's nice to see them back. But the first day of practice, yeah, it is. You're antsy to get out of here. I was pretty excited to be out here today.
I know he called plays last year, but this is now Winston's offense completely on its own. How have you seen him put even more of his own stamp on what you're doing on that side of the ball?
Well, we're probably not going to change much. Obviously Winston's the coordinator and he's running it, but we got Keegan Kennedy, who's our run game coordinator, and then Jacob, we gave him the title of pass game coordinator. So between the three of those guys, they'll mix it in, give thoughts. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's Winston's deal, and Winston will make the decisions as to what they ultimately are going to do and how they're going to call it. No question about that. You got to have one voice, but again, you hope the run game stuff. Keegan will do a great job there, and then Jacob helping in the pass game stuff. So, we got a good staff. Feel good about them, young staff, but feel really good about where they are, and I feel good about Winston, doing it, no question.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we try to focus on is next man up mentality. So obviously, the guys that are behind the starters, those guys have to be ready to go into a game and play at a high volume, just like the starter is. There can't be any type of drop off. One guy that comes to mind from that defense of last year is Aaron Banks. That's a guy that I went to high school with. I kind of learned a lot from playing DB with being behind him for so long. And when I'd come in the game, that was my mindset. I just wanted to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that the team's succeeding at the same level as it is if Aaron's in the game or if Tristan was in the game. No matter what, everybody has to be ready to step up to the plate.
Your group in particular, you could see the improvement every single week last year, to the point where you guys, by the middle to the end of the season, were just dominating at times.
Yeah.
How much further along are you guys in your room as opposed to where you were at this point last year?
Yeah, I think we're very developed as far as from a year ago to now. Obviously it was big for me to be able to get the experience that I got last year, to be able to get onto the field and learn from Aaron as well while he was still here. Obviously we still have Bryson Parker that's been a starter here for a while now. We have Matt Trainer, a guy that was a younger guy last year, didn't really get to play as many snaps on defense, but he got to play a lot of snaps on special teams. He's taking that next level, and just spring ball, all the way around spring ball. We are allowed to grow as a unit, grow as a position group, and just get better all the way around.
First day of practice, how's it feel?
It feels good. It feels good. Obviously, as y'all can tell, it's a little hot out here, so it's definitely something we had to adjust to. But it's always fun to get back on the field and have some fun and just fly around, make plays.
Does your first opponent carry any weight in terms of camp, or you guys are going to get ready the same regardless of who's number one on the list?
Yeah, we're gonna get ready the same way, regardless if Alabama's on the list first or UVA or whoever may step up to